Welcome back to Midday. We are joined now by Marlene Wildman. Did I say that correctly?
You did.
Great. And you're now a painter.
Yes.
You weren't a painter your whole life.
No.
So let's chat a bit about, that's very interesting. I was reading how you became a painter. Kind of just fell upon you.
Yes, well, you know, teachers have professional development days, and I was scheduled for one, and I think I hadn't signed up to the proper thing, so I had to scramble for something to get into at the last minute, and experimental painting was the only thing open. But I went in there, and everybody else was there, told to, okay, take that off now and start a new one. But I was so absorbed, I just said, like, never mind, I'm busy here.
Yeah.
And I just loved that sense of concentration, creativity, see what you produce. Yeah. And so I had a few more years left to teach, and I did that, and then I started taking workshops, and now I'm a painter.
That's great. And how many years ago was that?
That was in 2006, I think. But
okay.
As a teacher, you know, you were pretty much on 24/7.
Yeah.
And so I hardly had time to follow that up systematically. But once I retired,
you had time to do that.
Yeah.
And so this isn't your first exhibit going on.
No,
You've done
this is
quite a few.
This is my 6th solo exhibition here in Kamloops.
Yeah.
I've done 2 at the Sagebrush Lobby, 1 at Portfolio Interiors, 1 at the Redbeard Coffee House. After a North Shore Art Walk, they asked me to prolong that for another 2 months, I think it was. And I was at the Wilson House 2 years ago with my show Wildebeerds, Wildebeests, and Wildewoods. And this one is the Moving Finger Paints.
And how did you come up with that name? What does that mean to you and to the exhibit?
Well, you know that famous poem by Khalil Gibran, The Moving Finger Writes, and having writ moves on. So that's been in my mind, I mean, as it is for many people who've ever read it. So I traveled a lot. Okay. And so moving and painting.
And that's how you came up with that one. So this is your 2nd exhibit, as you were saying, at the Wilson House. Yes. And it's on right now. Yes. And it goes until September 4th, I believe, right?
Yes, that's right.
So a couple more weeks for that. And how's it been going so far?
Very well. I had a wonderful opening. Yeah. Rita Hart played music for me, and I had Audrey Wadsworth working in the kitchen.
That's excellent. These are some of your exhibits that are up right now.
Right. Yes. This one I call Geography Flyover. That you see the Earth behind. You see Cabo. You see Vancouver Island up near the top left. And then some clouds in there as well. So that's a good example. Those two. I do some very deliberate, systematic things that look realistic, and then I just burst out into over the top. This was from Mexico, from a fisherman's shop. Red snapper in a green bowl.
That's a great one.
Yeah, a lot of people like that one. And then this seems to have been the most popular one. This is a woman sweeper in the Amber Fort in Jaipur, India. And you can see that they don't provide her with her uniform. She has to bring her own beautiful clothes to work in.
That is gorgeous.
Make her own broom. And yeah, so I just picked a few from my travels. This is in Mexico on the way to Las Animas out of Puerto Vallarta.
Gorgeous colors.
Thank you. And this boy is really looking at the viewer, you see. When I was taking photographs, he kept looking at me like, what are you going to do with those photos? And I felt I owed it to him to keep that look. Now this is something more abstract. I try that whenever I can to be free in between doing systematic things. This is a fisherman from the Kerala in southern India. I went to 7 cities in India on a trip. Wow. And this one has been taken by the Kamloops Art Gallery for their annual fall auction this year. This is a lotus from Thailand that happened to be growing just in the water at my feet at breakfast table when I was there in Koh Phi Phi. And this one is the lava cracks in the Big Island of Hawaii. I was there in the fall of 2010, right after retiring, shortly after retiring. Wow. Yeah, and that's the poster for my show. It's still up around town. And the Wilson Gallery is open on weekday afternoons from 1:30 to 5. And it's a heritage house of Kamloops, so when you walk in, it's the living room of the house. Wow. It has all the pictures all around,
That's beautiful. And is it, how much is it to enter in?
It's free.
Okay, it's not by donation or anything like that? No. So it's just a free exhibit. That's excellent. So everybody really can go to this and come and check it out. That's amazing. And again, so it's on right now until the 4th, and it's over at the Wilson House, which is over on Tronquil.
Just over the Blue Bridge. On the left, you'll see the Ukrainian church, and right next to it is the Wilson House. And people can park in the parking lot of the church. They allow us to do that.
Oh, that's great. That's excellent.
And these paintings are all for sale. But if people would like to come to my studio, I welcome that. I have the website, as I'm sure you're...
Yep, the website's there.
Yeah, people can go
Marlene
there,
Wildman.
click on works and see the different categories of paintings. And yeah, and if they want me to meet them at the show, I'll be happy to do that too. I try to go down there whenever I can in the afternoons.
Yeah.
Talk to people when they come in.
That's great. So just a quick question about the artwork too. A lot of them, as you were saying, you took pictures of. Is that mostly how you did this exhibition, is by taking pictures and then putting it onto canvas?
Yes, there are some, there are about 4 abstracts in there, but the rest are from photographs, because there are certain things that you have to see exactly how they look.
Right.
You can't just trust your mind,
Right.
you know, for example, a bird's foot on a tree branch.
Right.
You need to know what that looks like.
Yeah, and because you're taking it from your travels too, you want to make sure you're capturing that memory again. So
yes,
yeah, that's excellent. Great work. So make sure you go check it out. It's a couple more weeks still at the Wilson House Gallery till September 4th, and you can get a hold of Marlene at marlenewildman.com. Thank you so much for coming in. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Have a great day, and thanks again.
Okay.
We have more of Midday coming up right after the break.